Hey guys, it's Bailey. This is probably gonna be the first time you actually see me, considering Rachel's already made 2 videos, and this is the first one I'm making. Um, but yeah, this is our channel that we're sharing, and we're just pretty much talking about horse stuff that just random horse stuff. You can request things for us to talk about. We'll probably frequently post them every now and then. We need to get something off our chest or something. I don't know, something. But Rachel already posted a horse pet peeves one, and I'm planning on doing one, and then we're gonna do one together because horse pet peeves are like the biggest thing that people post a lot, and I think they're pretty important. And they can be interesting to figure out what other people don't like and whatever. But my first horse pet peeve is warming up. It really bothers it. It's probably just me. I'm just weird, but it really bothers me when people get on their horse and then just canter off. Like they don't even like in my opinion, warming up is really important because they're horses are just like people. Like you don't just, I mean, most people like stretch before they run or stuff like that. Like stretching is pretty much like warming up for us. Or like on any workout video or something, they always have a warm up. Like you have to. I feel like warming up the muscles makes it, but from keep blah, 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 keeps you from having injuries and whatnot. Um, because you like prevents injuries. You don't want to hurt your horse, and warming up is just really important to me, and it really bothers me when people don't warm their horse up properly. Um, the next one's cooling down, and cooling down is just as important as warming up. I usually walk my horse around the arena once, and then I take him and tie him up for a little bit before I put him up because I've had my friend actually that rides at our barn has worked her younger horses pretty hard and then just put them up and let them eat. And this horse is colic twice from that, and from getting put up and he was eating while he was still warm from his workout. And I'm like, just thinking like that can really depends on how serious the colic is, but that could cause like a really serious colic, and he could have lost his life twice, and that would have been really bad. So I feel like cooling down is just as important as warming up, because I mean you all need time for your heart rate to slow down, and so do horses. But my next horse pet peeve is abuse. Um, like when you're riding in the arena and someone like your friend that you're riding with just like you're really focused and then all of a sudden you just see your friend start beating the crap out of her horse and you're just like I'm not really sure what happened, but hopefully like I mean it's just kind of like sometimes people take it too far, because I mean don't get me wrong, I've gotten onto my horse a lot, well, both of my horses actually, but I try to keep it to a limited thing. Like there are times where you need to get onto them, and times where you can just kind of like let them know that it was wrong, but don't like attack them with your spurs or anything. Like at shows, I've seen people just freaking go crazy on their horses, and I'm like, you make like not that you should care about how people look at you, but you don't want to make yourself seem like you're one of those crazy out of control horse owners like that your horse takes one bad step and you just I mean don't get me wrong, one bad step can cost you a win. I understand that. But you don't want to you don't want your horse to be afraid of every step. Like that just irritates me. Like your horse I don't like I'm one of those people that want your horse to feel equal to you but also respect you as you should respect them, not be, oh, like, hey, I'm on top, I'm dominant over you, you need to listen to me. But, like, being able to trust each other and having them respect you and you respect them makes for such a better ride in and out of the show ring. Like, I have those times with my horses all the time where it's just like, I could smack you across the face right now, but I also have those times where I'm like, what would I do without you? Like, think about it. Why would you? It's kind of like having a kid. Okay, I can't even relate this to this because I don't really like children all that much. This is why I have horses because I don't like kids. But like, thinking about I okay, this is a bad example, but would you smack your kid across the face? Like, would you literally like beat your kid like senseless? Would you beat your kid senseless? It's just like having a kid. Like you have to be more considerate about how they feel because they're just innocent animals. They don't know. They don't understand you. They don't know what you're yelling at them half the time. They don't know like more than half the time. You have to really think, is what I'm doing really working? Like is this even worth it? Like half the time, especially with younger horses, they don't even know. Like it's not getting you anywhere. It gets you it gets you farther if you do a really short, just like, no, that wasn't okay, and then get back into it versus sitting there and beating the crap out of them for 5 minutes. Because eventually they just won't remember what they did and they just know they're in pain. And then they'll be afraid of you, and that's a whole nother problem. But anyway, my next pet peeve is know it alls. Know it alls drive me insane because obviously they act like they know everything about horses. There's this girl at our barn that's like 18 now, and she acts like she is God's gift to horses. And I'm sure, me and Rachel are I'm pretty sure we're not the only people that see it, but we're the only people that talk about it, mostly, I think. But, she just, when I was younger, she used to give me help and I used to take it seriously. But now that I've gone through a lot of horses and learned for myself, not everything she says is completely reasonable. Like those, it's kind of like those people that think that one way will work with every horse, which is not true. It's kind of like one kid in class. Like you can't teach every kid the same way. Like one kid might catch on one way, 2 plus 2, 4. Another kid you might have to like do the dot thing, like 2 plus 2, that's 4 dots. So I mean you can do it that way. Like all horses learn the same. Some will take longer to teach, some won't. Some will get it like that. Some will actually want to learn, and some might not even care. Like, it's just all about the horse and all about the person teaching it as well. And, my next one is wannabes. Wannabes is kind of like know it alls, but they're just kind of more like they they act like they know what they're doing when everyone actually already knows that they don't, but they don't know that other people don't know that they don't know. But they just they don't make sense to themselves. I don't think because they definitely don't make sense to me because I'm like I don't know what you're talking about and I don't think you know what you're talking about. So it's really that's when you're in a bad place when you know they don't know what they're talking about. That's what I think that annoys me a lot too. Next one is people that ride out of control, and I see this a lot at rodeos. Um, when I'm riding in a rodeo, like in the warm up arena, and people are just going all over the place, and a lot of people that were raised I don't know how to say this. People that were raised more people that were taught to ride as like show riders that compete in like shows, like real shows, versus people that compete in rodeos were taught differently how to ride. And you can watch a show rider ride and then you can watch a rodeo rider ride. And you can tell that they're just completely different. And it's not that either of them know how to ride any less. It's more of the fact of how they were taught. Like with show riders, you're taught heels down, eyes up, like shoulders back, um, all of that. When rodeo riders are just mostly trained, hold on with your legs, how to steer, how to make them go, like more like that. It's like less of a, you don't have to remember as much, I guess. Um, and I guess my next one is focus breakers. I will get out to the barns on some days, not all days, but some days I'll get out there, tack up, walk into the arena, and I'm just like, I know what I want to work on. I'm going to work on all of this in this amount of time, and I want to do this and this and this. Like, have it all planned out and know what I want to work on to get ready for the next show or whatever I'm getting ready for. And then there's always that one person when you get on and you're walking around that arena about to start warming up, and then someone walks in on their horse and decides to walk next to you and starts a full-on conversation with you that you feel like is never gonna end, and you're just like, I don't want to be rude and be like, okay, shut up, I need to ride now. Like, I probably should start doing that, but I don't because I'll feel bad, and so I end up probably just like slowly jogging and like working my way into a faster trot to try and like get away from like okay, stop, get away from me now. It's just kind of like I need to work. But my next one is bad egg. This irritates the heck out of me just because I mean I don't even pay attention to my egg when I'm at home, so I can't really say anything like bad egg, you know. But people that have like you're watching them in a lesson and they have a really bad egg and then they get to a show and they're like perfect and you're just like what just like I don't get how they do it. It drives me nuts. But the next one is crowding. Oh, this one irritates me. This happens at shows, this happens at rodeos, this happens everywhere, even at home. Um, Crowding in an arena is where this is going, by the way. We have this huge arena. Why are you trotting right next to me? Or why are you trotting right up my horse's butt? Like, the freaking cutting off and crowding is what irritates the most out of me when I'm riding on the rail warming up or anything. Even during a class, like, especially at big shows that cut you off a lot trying to mess you up. But, like, there was this one time, actually, at the state 4-H horse show, I was cantering on the rail because we were doing Hunter Under Saddle. I was cantering on the rail, and this girl comes cantering by on her big paint. I'm over here on my little POA, and she comes cantering by on her big paint. And her big paint decided to have a big attitude problem with my horse, and my horse was on the rail, and her horse was on the inside. And there's this big arena, and she is riding right next to me, and her horse starts pinning its ears and like biting at mine, and my horse is like freaking out, still cantering, of course. She's such a good girl, but she was like freaking out, thinking this big horse was gonna like kill her or something. And then she just kind of lopes by, and like it was like this is a long arena, like we were loping like cantering like this for a really long time with her horse like trying to kill mine, and she didn't move, and I'm sitting here like, dude, come on, this is I understand that you want to win, but this could be a safety problem. Like what would happen if your horse kicked mine through the fence and my horse broke its leg? Like you wouldn't be so happy now, would you? Like you wouldn't be like, "Oh yeah, I'm going to win now." No, they'd probably stop the freaking show if my horse got caught in the fence because your horse kicked mine through it. Like it's not like it's kind of like annoying that they put safety at jeopardy just to win a ribbon or like a title. You know, like I mean, I understand you want to win, but that's kind of crazy. Um The next one is calling jumps. Even at home, this happens, especially at shows though. I was actually cantering around, like doing a circle around this jump, about to take another one that was like diagonally away from it. And I was cantering around, like a circle around the jump. And then someone like yells at me, like, dude, move! Like, while they're all the way already on the, thing. Sorry, my dad just texted me. When they're already like on the way to the jump, I'm like, if you would have called the jump, I would have been out of the way. Like there wouldn't have been a problem. You wouldn't have to yell at me. Like it just oh, it drives me crazy. The next one is yellers. When people start yelling at their horse. Okay, horses do understand you. They understand your tone. They might not understand you word for word, but they understand your tone. Like if I'm like if I go to one of my horses, they're like, oh my gosh, I'm sorry, what I do. Or if I'm like, oh, good girl, you're so sweet, then they're like, really, me? Oh, I know I'm sweet. Like they know, and you can tell they know. Like if you look a horse in the eye, you can tell what they're feeling. And um, what was I talking about? Yeah, yeah. So it's really awkward. Like there's this one time where I was riding with my friend, and we're the only two in this huge arena, huge outdoor arena, and she just all of a sudden starts screaming at her horse, pulls her horse in a circle, like rips its face around into a circle, and starts spurring it and like kicking the crap out of it with her spurs, and then just like starts yelling at him, and I just feel like this doesn't help. And I'm like, what does this do when you're like just yelling at your horse? What I don't understand it, and it just bothers me because I'm like awkwardly riding around. My horse is being really good, and like they're over there just screaming at their horse, and I'm like, okay, you should leave now because you're making this really awkward for me. Yeah, but yeah, that's it on my list of horse pet peeves for now. I can't wait to do this with Rachel. It's pretty funny. But thank you for watching, and I hope you enjoyed it. I guess I don't know why you would look up a video like this, but I guess I made it just for myself. Um, yeah, well, I hope you have a good day. Remember to thank your horse today because they could kill you if they wanted to. I guess. Um, yeah, that's about it. Alrighty. Thank you. Subscribe to our channel because we're gonna have a ton of stuff on here, especially around the summertime. It's gonna be pretty fun. So subscribe. See ya.